Right to the topic, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was talking about school to prison pipeline, and I want to talk about something that deals with school and prison, but it's on Rikers, you know what I'm saying? Because there's also schooling on Rikers, you know what I'm saying? So, I want to talk about when I was locked up back in 2013, when I was 17 years old, first time ever on Rikers Island, so I didn't know nothing about nothing. Had to find out everything the hard way, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, back in 2013, you know, I was gangbanging and stuff, so I had beef with other inmates that were in there. Long story short, there's a school floor in the Ford building, C-74 on Rikers Island. There's a school floor. They call it the school floor, right? Just to let y'all know, everybody who's an adolescent, everybody knows that that's the place you don't want to get in trouble is on the school floor, because there's no cameras on the school floor. So that means how the correctional officers come and handle everything is by force and violence. I didn't know that. I had to learn the hard way because this is my first time locked up on Rikers Island. So anyways, we're in the classrooms that they have on the school floor. I went to use the bathroom. Somebody I had beef with was also using the bathroom. So we took care of our business, you know what I'm saying? We fought. Now, while we're fighting, CO walks past. Immediately, the person I'm fighting gets scared. He stops. He pushes me off him. He like, all right, that's it. I'm thinking I won. You know, I'm feeling myself. You know, oh, yeah, he don't want to fight. He's telling me it's over. So I don't know what he's talking about. I'm like, yeah, it's over. I'm about to beat you up. Not to brag about that, but that's how it was back then. You know what I'm saying? So not knowing it's really over for both of us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's about to come. He was in jail longer than me, so he knew. So long story short, the CO walked past, they didn't do nothing. You know, I'm thinking they didn't care. We continued to fight till we out of breath. We both bruised up, out of breath. We can't fight no more. Correction officer comes. He looks in there. He says, "All right, y'all done?" And we looking at him like, I'm looking at him like, what? Like, what you talking about? Like, what you mean, are we done? Like, I'm wondering why he's asking that. But anyways, long story short, he said, "Nah, y'all not done. Go ahead, keep fighting." He closed the door and let us. We fought again. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing anybody, we ended up fighting again. Long story short, the correction officer comes back, opens the door, and says, "All right, y'all done for real now. Now y'all done. That's it. Come out the bathroom." So when we come out the bathroom, so there's a thing they do. Every correction officer has like a button on their waist that they press when things are getting out of hand. If there's a riot or a fight, or they feel like they need backup. What the police do out here when they call SRG, when the regular officers can't handle us, they got the same kind of system on Rikers Island, except it's COs that come in armored gear, helmets, sticks, just like the police do, and they come in there to either beat you up or take you out of the area. You know what I'm saying? So they're on their way. You know what I'm saying? So the COs got us outside the bathroom, lined up on the wall, and this is when I learned how corrupt Rikers Island was. Mind you, I'm 17. I never even got my hands put on me by a grown man before. You know what I'm saying? My father wasn't around, so I never had a grown man attack me. You know what I'm saying? All my fights was with people like myself. So long story short, correctional officers, they tell us turn around, face the wall. We face the wall. They're like, don't look at me. Now automatically you hear don't look at me. Your first instinct is to look like what? Like why not? So I remember I turned around like what? Mind you, before I turn around, the person I was fighting is hysterically nervous, shaking. He keeps on saying it's over, it's over. I don't know what he's talking about. But long story short, the CO that told me don't turn around, I turned around to look at her, and he punched me dead in my face, right in the mouth. And I remember getting punched, and my instinct was to swing back. Like it wasn't, I didn't even mean to, because I wasn't trying to catch a new charge, I was trying to come home. So my instinct was to swing back. I ended up missing, I didn't connect. And they jumped the shit out of both of us. Like a bunch of COs just started punching and kicking us, threw us on the ground. They stomped the person I was fighting, his head into the floor. Like I watched it. His head smashed the floor, he's bleeding. He folds up. Now I'm scared. I fold up too. They beat the shit out of us till we was both bloody. They told us to get up. They said, go wash the blood off your faces. We go in the bathroom. The CO follows us in the bathroom, takes out his mace, and says, now come in. So you feel me? I'm looking like, what? What you gonna do with that? He's like, don't ask no questions. Come here, put your face up. So I ain't gonna lie, I try to resist. Like, wow, no, I'm not doing that. Beat me up again. You know what I'm saying? To the when I cop the plea, you know. I gotta do whatever I want. And we had to stand there while they spray us with mace. Then the turtles come, which was the backup that I said that they called. The backup comes, puts flexi cuffs on us and takes us to intake, leaves us there for hours with mace on us. And the mace that they use in here is nothing compared to the mace that they use out here. So I'm literally in there. I got asthma too, so I'm feeling like I'm about to die. It hurt everything from me. I'm crying and stuff. Long story short, I also bring that up because that was on the school floor. And it's not only COs and inmates on the school floor, there's teachers there. And I remember when the correctional officers told us to put our hands and face the wall, I remember looking at teachers' eyes. The teachers already knew what was going to happen. It's something that they're used to. And they're afraid of the correctional officers too. I remember looking into a teacher's eyes and pleading with her to help me. And I could see in her eyes that she's not crying, but I can see that she wants to cry for me. She wants to help. But I can also see the fear in her face. And I know how real it was when the correctional officers told her to shut up, close the door, and she hurried up and she hurried back into her little classroom. She couldn't help me. You know what I'm saying? So I bring this up I feel like one of the ways we can tackle the brutality that the correctional officers do to us, especially the adolescents, is by getting in contact with the teachers and the doctors that work on Rikers Island. Because after the COs beat us up and do what they do to us, that's who ends up taking care of us, the doctors, and we got to tell them what happened. And they're witness to half of the time what really happens to us, and it doesn't say what happened to us on the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? They know what's going on. They know about the corruption. They know it. We talk to them. They talk to us. They pray for us and stuff like that. But there's nothing they can do. But they can do something. You know what I'm saying? They just haven't met the right people like us yet who can help them radicalize and fight back. So I feel like one of the main things we need to start doing is getting in contact with the teachers and the doctors that work on Rikers Island. And that's one of the ways we can fight back, by getting to them. Maybe if they don't come into work or something, boycott or something, maybe we could get somewhere. Yeah, before I close out, I just wanted to break that down, y'all. Sorry for me, it's long and sad experience, but just wanted to let y'all know that that's what's going on. I'm not the only one this happens to. It happens every day. There's literally a team of correctional officers that they call the extraction team. When they come, there's no talking. All you're going to see is gloves being fixed, and you're going to end up bleeding and being in intake, wondering what just happened. All right? Also, before I leave, I would like everybody, when they leave here and they go on, to go on the website change.org and sign the petition to free Rafael Rosado. He's the father of Mikey Rosado, who was shot and killed by the police. Rafael is locked up for trying to defend his son from what he did not know was police. He's still being held on Rikers for almost a year now and some change. He has court on Monday. If everybody could please go on change.org and sign the petition, free Rafael. It's also the link is on my Instagram and my bio. DesMoneyGzz, the revolutionary. Please sign the petition so we can bring Rafael home and he can properly mourn the death of his son. All power to the people. Thank you.